Hello, hello, hello. Here's the video that you guys have all been waiting for. I got a hair transplant. Yes, I have. Check it out. Look at that. New hairs that have been grafted into my new hairline that came from the donor area, which was about a foot-long strip of skin from one side to the other. And I was awoke during the procedure, and it was absolutely amazing. The best decision that I have made in a long time in terms of an investment for my appearance. Now, I want to talk about what got me here in the first place. Why is it that I got a hair transplant in the first place? Well, over the last 10 years, darling, I have been wearing wigs on and off, braids, things of that nature, okay? Now, although I've never gone to the Africans, I've never had my hair braided that tightly, what I did do that I realized once it was too late was wear my braided styles up in ponytails, high ponytails, or I would braid my braids, going back to try to look cute. But over time, it was just too much tension on my hairline, and my hairline started to retreat. It eroded. It went away, and it's totally sad because most of us women, we look at hair as a crown, and it makes us feel beautiful, it makes us feel feminine, and when we don't have the hairline that God gave us, we are now forced into wearing weaves to try to hide this ugliness. And the key is not getting into that position in the first place, okay? But, repeated bouts of wearing too tight weave, the hair is just simply not gonna grow back. And, there's a lot of things that I've done personally to try to grow my hair back. I do the hair vitamins, which it works, but the hair around my edges, it was not coming back, honey. And I believe it's just because of the scar tissue. If you have scar tissue inside of those follicles, baby, it's just gonna be slick bald, or you're gonna have some fuzz, and it's just not gonna be a good look. So I definitely done my research to try to grow the hair back. It was not growing back. Although my other hair was growing perfectly fine, the hair around my edges, they weren't growing back. So I did my research. I came across the website naturalhairtransplants.com, and this particular location is in Fort Lauderdale. I checked out the videos on the website. I checked out the YouTube, and I noticed that they had a lot of black women who had successful hair transplants. Everybody had a successful hair transplant, although there was a beautiful amount of black women who just had these gorgeous hairlines after the fact. I was sold. I told myself, okay, I know I'm gonna go and get my hair done here. I'm not for sure when, but I'm definitely gonna get it done. And in the interim, I wore my weaves and stuff, and it's just, I wasn't really happy. So I made the decision. I put down my deposit. I chose my surgery date, which was now February the 21st. And I bought my ticket, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna do this. It's time, it's 2020. I wanna be a 20 in 2020, honey. We can't be wearing any more wigs. I can't do that. I don't want my zipper to come open. We can't do that, honey. I don't want to be, forced to wear weaves. I told myself this year I'm gonna embark upon a natural hair journey. I'm not gonna cover my hair up anymore because my hair is truly beautiful. And I need to fix this problem that I caused, right? So, my surgery was set for 9 o'clock in the morning, February the 21st, and I talked to the doctor, Dr. Siegel. He is so nice. Like, I truly love this man. He made me feel at home. He was so warm, and when I was talking to him, I was like, doctor, just like I told you guys how I wore the braids and how my hairline was like, bye, Marcy, we're going on a permanent vacation. I told the doctor that I was very embarrassed at how my hairline was looking, because I didn't like it. It made me feel unattractive. It made me feel like I was a slave to the weaves, like I had to wear weaves, which I did. Otherwise, I would just be looking entirely too crazy. And he told me, you know what? You don't have to feel that way. I had some hair transplants too. I had 2 of them. And he showed me his before and afters. And he was like, hey, you don't have to feel embarrassed. And he showed me his hair, how it was the first treatment, how it was the second treatment, And you know, I did feel a lot better. So I took off my scarf, and he saw my hair, and they saw that my hair was all thick and curly. They're like, oh my God, you have great hair. Perfect hair for this type of surgery, because we're looking to get density, honey. We want it to be thick and filled in. We don't want no sort of receding, no thinning. We want it to be extra thick, right? And that's the type of hair that I have. And from there, we talked about where I want my hairline to be. Where's my natural hairline? What looks good for my face? And what he did, he drew out what the hairline was gonna be with the magic marker. He just sketched it out. And we agreed upon, hey, that looks good. That's gonna frame my face nicely, honey. That's gonna frame my face real nice. And once he made that decision, the hair that fell within those parameters of the new drawing, he just shaved it off. He pulled out the clippers and he shaved that hair off. And I was afraid, because I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting my hair shaved off. It's time. It was becoming very real, but he shaved it off. He shaved it off because that is the area where, how you see the scabs and everything, they make slits with like a razor, so that when they take the grafts, they'll be able to insert the new hair follicles inside those the slits. So this had to be cut off, and then he went to the back of my head, you know, sectioned it off with the comb and whatnot. And he's like, okay, we're gonna take, you know, something that thick, maybe 1.5 inches or so, from one side to the next. And he parted that out and shaved that off too. And once it was time, the girls in the back were ready. I went to the back. The staff, they were amazing. The girls were funny. They had great sense of humor. They had just so positive energy. I felt at home. I felt like family. I felt like I knew everybody just for the longest time. I felt great. But here's the not so fun part. Oh my God, let me get closer, guys. Here's the not so fun part. Okay, the medicine, the anesthesia, like they have to hit you all up in your hairline, okay, honey? All up in your hairline with the needles, with the anesthesia that had like, what is it? Epinephrine in it or whatever, if I'm saying it right. And in the sites back here, because they got to cut, you know, my scalp was open. They did a whole Hannibal Lecter situation on me. I was open, baby. I was open, okay? The fat and everything was showing. Those roots were showing, honey. But the pain level, let me tell you, it did hurt. And they said I took it well, but it hurt, honey. It was rough, okay? But I've been conditioned throughout the years to know how to tolerate pain quite well. But I compare it to, let's just say if you had your bikini area, the nether regions, okay? If you had that area lasered with the laser, okay? Without any ice or any numbing agents, that sensation times 3, okay? I want to say probably the injections lasted about maybe 5 or 6 minutes, but the more they injected, the more numb I would get. And they were like, hey, you know, you're gonna get a little bit jittery because this, you know, stuff is gonna hit your central nervous system. And you know, the morning of, you're just supposed to have something on your stomach, so when they do give you the anesthesia, your body will process it well. And I did. And I had I believe a Valium to be relaxed. And from there, they started to cut the skin out, okay? Once they got the strip of skin, the girls, it was 3 techs, they just dissected each portion into units that were single hair units. And the single hair units, if you can see right here, the single hair units go on the front part of your hairline. And then they had grafts that had 2 hairs in it. Those go behind the initial outline of your hairline. And then there's some grafts that have 3s in it. So they inserted all of those grafts into these sites after everything was dissected. And everything was great. You know, we were watching TV, we were laughing, and I had lunch. The pizza and the salad was amazing. And I got there at 9 o'clock and we were done at 2 o'clock, right? The surgery, I want to say, probably took maybe 3 hours because I had my bathroom breaks. I took water. I ate. I just took a break, not eating. It was about 3 hours hands-on surgery, but 5 hours for everything. It was amazing. it was incredible because I just feel good about myself because I'm like, I'm gonna be in a position where I no longer have to wear wigs, okay? I'm gonna feel like the beautiful feminine woman that I am. I have a second chance, okay? I have to tell my story, I have to share this information because there are so many women out there who have horrible damage, that's irreparable unless they get surgery, and they actually don't know that this can be done. And I am here to tell you, honey, it can be done. You can restore your hairline. But here's the key. Do not go back to wearing wigs. Do not go back to wearing braids. I've seen people on the on YouTube videos who had the surgery with the same facility and they're wearing braids. I wouldn't do that. Like now I have my hair in braids because this hair, I've never had an issue with the hair that was not around my edges coming out from any sort of tension. Now these braids are relatively loose, but once all this hair grows in, I am not going to put any braids on this area. I'm just never gonna do, I'm not gonna do it. I have my hair like this until this grows in, and when it grows in, I'm just gonna do my natural styles. I'm gonna do my blowouts, but no perms. I'm not gonna do anything that's gonna make my hairline say, bye Marcy, see you later. I am not in that business anymore. And like I said, this whole thing has just been amazing. Afterwards, they're just gonna pretty much say, be careful, don't bend all the way over. You need to sit or lay upright in your bed for about 3 days, because you don't wanna have anything rub up against your hairline, because any friction will just make your implants come out, and we don't want that, make your grafts come out. So it's just like, if you had a boob job, they want you to lay upright in your bed, prop pillows behind you, and you get 3 days worth of ibuprofen, and you get a script for a really strong medication if you need to use it, but typically you don't. And they said the way I handled getting the anesthesia around my hairline, I probably wouldn't need to feel that script. And that's about it, guys. I'm very happy I got it done. And it's been a week. I've actually been out in public and I haven't been covering it up because I just don't want to. I do have a scarf. I have some of these. If you wear anything after about 5 or 6 days, it just needs to be loose. You don't want anything that's going to put any tension around the area. I have silk scarves, but I've just been wearing it, and people seem to think it's some other type of some cool style, some African expression or something like that. But I'm just like, hey, this is a plant, honey. I need to get the sun to be exposed. I need to water it. I treat my hair just like a plant, and it's gonna grow, honey. So this surgery is good for men, women, all races, because all races of people have receding hairlines. That's untraction, alopecia related. It could be age related. It could be stress related. This surgery can definitely help restore your hairline. So guys, if you have any questions, let me know, inbox me, email me. I am here to answer anything that you might want to know, honey. Anything that you might want to know. Share this video, like this video, honey, because look at that. Look at that. Look at how it's going to look. Like, you see how my face is? Once this grows out, just how beautiful it's going to look. It's going to look amazing. I am so happy that I made the decision to do this. Anybody have any questions? Again, hit me up, and I will talk to you later.